Okay, so as you can see, I put the ender there and I've got my little light that I use. I've got a power board behind and sitting over there, so that gives me enough room for my new machine. So I think that'll be good. I've measured off 100mm here, which is 100mm distance for where the table stops. I've put a line there and a line diagonally across to the corner of the wall there, diagonally across, and then there, and that tells me that it's that much longer. So I'll leave it like this for a week or two and see whether it's okay or whether it irks me being that far out, that much extra, because that's where my microwave is and I do all my stuff there. I've got to pull out a shelf here, so that's not there. So I don't know, I'll just see. I've got a couple of things I want to print, so that'll be going in the next day or so. And then I've got the other machine. So I think I'll be alright, because the rails go on top, they come down and they go down and go into there, so there's not a lot of space, but there's a big space there. Now, what could I put there? I wonder, what could I put? Well, to find out, stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hello?
Hello, I got it for Tim.
Yes, please.
Beautiful, beautiful. Could you get a signature, please?
Just
Yeah, just anywhere in there, my man. Thank you, sir.
If you can put it on that for me,
Yeah.
please, mate, because I've got a back problem.
Yeah, no, all good. Let me just write your name.
Yep. Lovely.
There we go. No worries, my man.
Have a good day.
Take it easy, right?
Bye. And there we have it, my new little toy. Watch this space, literally. But I can give you an idea. It doesn't say much there, but it does say here. Okay, looky what I've got. New tool has arrived. Part of my workshop has just arrived. My new system. And it's on my trolley, just at the front door there, just been delivered. So, yeah. The fun and games and all the new stuff has begun. Okay, it's on my trolley because it is what it is, but I have bought myself one of these. Ah, look, you can't even see it. Look at that. There you go. That's what I bought myself. A Bambu Lab P1S Combo with the AMS on top. So, there we go. And it's on my little trolley because that means I don't have to lift as far and all that sort of stuff. So, what I'll do is, I'll probably move the camera around so that you can see what's going on, make it easier to see. I think I'll put it over here somewhere. Let me walk in front, which I shouldn't do. But let me see whether you can see what's going on. Even if I bring it back here, how's that? And then I'll do everything from that side. I think that'll work. Alright, then, so I need my knife and some stuff to open this with. So I bought this 2 weeks ago. Yes, I've had it for 2 weeks and I haven't opened it. Could you do that? Well, I did because it's easier for me, because I wanted to make sure I had things set up properly and the space was right. And It's been really cold here in Melbourne lately. Being cold, it makes it harder to do stuff. So they said, open it up and there's two handles. There's two plastic handles, that one. And that one helps you get it out of the box. So like a big kit, you do all this. And it's on the trolley that I use, because the trolley is what I use for everything, because it brings things up to the right height for me. Alright, I've got it round the other way. Alright, so I'll spin it round. Alright, so I say to put it on the floor, but on the floor's a long way down for me. I might have to. Oh, not good for me because of my back, and it's wrong way. But anyway, so they say grab the handles and pull up. Let's see how it goes. Without it. Oh, there we go. Oh look, I got goodies. Wow. All right, let's get right into this. All the lovely bubble wrap, the new Lilo, pieces of cardboard, 4 of those. There's some more of that lovely foam stuff. But I've got, oh wow, I've got some PLA Basic Green, some PLA Basic Orange, and support for PLA in white. Wow! Didn't know I had that. Wow, okay. Woot woot. So I'll put all this back in here, because I will be keeping the box for a couple of months, just to make sure that everything works. So I shall move my trolley around and put it back in the front room. I'll be back. Okay, now, as I said, got some support for PLA Basic Orange and PLA Basic Green. I would say 200 grams of, at a ballpark guess. Length 80 metres, 0.25 kilograms, so that's 250 grams. That one says, doesn't say how much, about 200 grams. There's about 200 grams the same. Alright, so now that we've got this far, it doesn't say how you get the bag open. But we will, no doubt, get the bag open. Or we'll get the trusty knife and just go zoop. So a little background for you all. I've been looking at buying one of these, or buying a second printer for a couple of months. And these were on special the other week, so I bought it while it was on special. Ooh, isn't that a lovely noise? So yeah, so I bought it while it was on special. I thought it was a good time. I got $600 off. Yep, it came $600 off, which I thought was good. know why we have those, but I need to be careful that they don't get lost, I guess. Instructions, field here. Or as everyone says, read the instructions last, because we just want to get into it, don't we? So yes. Right, there's the plastic off that. That's the lid. So that looks pretty cool actually. So I'll put that over here. And yes, I bought the one with the AMS, so you've got to get the AMS out. So we've got a box of all your bits and pieces. And put those down there on top of my stuff down here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's where my filament goes. Alright, so we've got Bambu PS1 AMS Combo, Bambu PS1 Combo Quick Print, 3D Printer Quick Start, free premium models thing, and some Bambu Lab, let's make it Bambu Lab decals. So, whoopee. Alright, so I have seen some videos, I have watched, and I know that you have to open the front door and undo some screws, because the screws are inside holding it all closed. And because I don't have fingernails, this is a bit hard. Just pulling the tape is somewhat hard. So pull those under and do our best not to break the glass, like I've seen in some other people's videos. They pull on it and they pull too hard and the glass came out. So I know that I have to open this to get the screwdriver to undo those two screws at the front. So if we look in here, we've got the screen, we've got the 0.4 nozzle, the power cord, got the two cords for the AMS, the spool holder. What I want is the tools, the Allen key things. Come on, where are they? Down there, all the way at the bottom, that one. So move that out the way. That's all your bits and pieces. That's the screen. Alright, so I know I have to undo this one. And pull that out. And then we have the AMS. Whoop, whoop. Put that on the kitchen bench there. I like that they put the orange arrows, which is a good little touch to help you to find where to undo the screws from. I think that's a great idea personally. I think. See, it's all marked with, see, orange screw, orange markers, and they've all got screws in them. So I think that's a great idea. I'm going to undo these ones. That's why I go to YouTube University, so that I can watch videos and learn what I've got to do before I get stuff, because it makes life so much easier. And surprisingly, the bed is exactly the same size as the printer bed for my Ender 3V2, which is over there. So this one at the back is, from the videos that I've seen, is the hardest to undo, because it's right in the back where the screw is, and it's in between two plastic pieces and you can only just get your fingers in to do it. So a little, maybe a battery drill would be a good idea. So that's all of those done. I have seen a lot of comments about the light that's in here is very poor. I can understand that. So there we go. My little machine is there. I've already downloaded a series of things that I want to print to make it better. I shall undo this. I'll be with the lid carefully. How about I just do this? Seeing I've already got this open like this, carefully without breaking anything else. That is now the lid. Woo-hoo! So, very impressed, very much impressed. Alright, so screen, and see, because I watched videos, I know what goes where. So this gets plugged in like so, carefully, and then it just pushes this back in here, goes in and clicks in place like so. Take the piece of sticky tape off the SD card while I think of it at what size they give you, and it is 32 gigabyte card, so that's pretty cool. They give you a 32 gig card, which should be interesting. Now, does it come with, yes, it's got a nozzle, yes, so you get a spare nozzle. So you get a spare nozzle, you get some another Allen key, some other bits and pieces, some lubricant grease, some rubber pieces, some screws, two more of the little rubber pieces that are the wiper, a big long tube that holds a little piece that you clean your nozzle with, another tube of stuff, and some more screws and stuff. So rubber feet work well. Alright, that's to the PowerPoint. Right. Alright, let me look. Fork pin goes underneath that way. Right. Then this one, there's a connector there and a connector there is no different. So that goes in there. That's the holes for the screw holes for the external holder, but I want one round the side. Okay, so the AMS goes on there like that for the moment. I'm going to have a little riser, just a little one, so that I can slide the lid forwards and backwards while I'm printing, because a lot of people say that you need to be able to let some air out when it's printing. So that goes in there, I'm guessing. So it needs to bend. Alright. So that comes down and goes into there like that. Into there like that. Alright. binding. Okay, so I've got to get all of that, turn around. I think it'll be there, something like that. So I do think that extra 100mm will be good, because then I'll bring that to the same front of that one and they'll be pretty much the same, I think. That and that, lift that, hey presto. And that also gives me room for that while that's up top. Bag in there, if I can get that open, which I can. Which comes in a little plastic bag like that. And it has these little orange markers in it that tell you they change colour when the desiccant soaked up moisture. So they're orange at the moment, they will go green when they've soaked up the moisture. Here in Melbourne it's fairly humid. Well, it's not overly humid, but it is sometimes in summer. I have some of those humidity meters, and at the moment it is 60% humidity, and it's 16.7 degrees here. I have one over there on top of the shelf near my computer. A hygrometer is the word I was looking for. Yes, and I bought some extra desiccant, of which I will make. And there's little things that you can make to put in between each of these channels. So they will be some of the first prints that I make. I'm just looking to see. And I won't be having filament in here all the time. It'll only have filament in when I am printing. Because while it's sitting there, I might not use it for a week or 2 or 3. So it's better to have them in the container down below, because then they stay at a reasonable temperature and humidity. So I need to find out, what have we got? Let me have a look. So we've got one really long piece, which would be a spare one for the back. And these all seem to be pretty, no, a couple of this size and a couple of that size. Alright. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 short ones and 4 longer ones. But I'm not sure what they're for. Well, there's 4 short ones, 4 longer ones, and 1 really big long one. So I'll have to read up and find out what that's all about. So it doesn't say what those extra tubes are for, but possibly, I'm guessing, they might be for, let me have a look, underneath. No? So, well, the hoses that go from each of the 4 automatic feeders, I suppose you could call them, into that. So yes, so, but anyway, that is my little printer. Oops, take the screen off, cover off that. That is my Bambu PS1 on the bench, ready to start doing some things. So there we go, everybody. My new 3D production engineering department is now official. My Ender 3V2 modified, and my Bambu Labs P1S, not a PS1, it's a P1S. But there we go. Alright, tell me what you think, whether you would have bought a P1S, whether you would have bought an X1 carbon or a P2S, whatever. Please let me know. I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are. And hey, tell me what I should print in the way of the first couple of models. I'm going to do the benchy. I'm going to print a benchy on there and a benchy on there and see what they both look like and compare the two, and you will be able to see, and I will show you both of them so that you can see. But this runs with a 0.4 nozzle. This one I thought I could use a 0.2 nozzle, because that will be for me for my finer detailed stuff that I print, like bogie frames, trucks, all that sort of stuff, coupling boxes and stuff, all the real fine stuff. I can print on the ender, but being a 0.4 nozzle, it's still a bit rough. I did buy a 0.2 nozzle for that. I've never installed it, but maybe I leave the 0.4 in that and I put the 0.2 nozzle that I bought for this one. Maybe I'll put it into this. You tell me, which one would you do? Would you put 0.2 in here and leave that as a 0.4, or would you change that to a 0.2 and leave that at the 0.4? Or buy the quick change hot ends that you can do, and it's just a matter of unscrewing the hot end and screwing it back in, because it doesn't have all of the heat sink and all the other stuff with it. It's just a quick change hot end that you screw in and screw out. So maybe that might be something that might be an idea. Tell me what you think. I'm open to suggestions. I'm interested to see what you think. I'm interested to see what sort of prints you would print for the first couple of prints. I do not do toys, junk and all that sort of other stuff that a lot of people do. I don't want war games or any of that sort of stuff. It is all predominantly for my model trains. That's what I do, is I print stuff for the model trains. Also, I thought I might be able to print buffers with this. Maybe with a 0.2 nozzle, I'll be able to do that instead of going to my resin printer, which is, as you've seen on the video, is up in the laundry. So I'll be interested to see what you think and see and find out what sort of things you think I should print for tests. I have a lot of items that I've already downloaded for the PS1, for the P1S. I've got to learn not PS1, because PS1's a PlayStation. I've never had one, but I need to get used to saying P1S. And what would you call this? All right, I have the ender. I call that the ender. This is the P1S. What's a name? Do I call it the P1? Do I call it the black box? What? Come on, help me. Give me some ideas. Now that I've got two of them, two printers, I'm not going for a print farm format. I'm just having those two and my resin printer up the front room. So give me ideas. Tell me what you would print. Any comments? I look forward to hearing from you all. But for now, that's it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all on the rails. Bye for now.